Shalom Chavrim, I'm Stephen Bernoon. You're watching Israeli News Live. Another quick take of our broadcast. Been so busy here today, guys. Also, by the way, don't forget, if you watch Hebrew Nation or listen to Hebrew Nation radio there a little bit later here, you'll be catching another broadcast there. Flashpoint is one of the programs we're on there with Bonnie Harvey, and I'm sure it'll be a blessing to you. We really went into some very interesting prophecies there that you might want to catch on their program there. Let me share with you, though, something that is breaking, going on right now, very concerning. This is on Smart News Agency and Arabic News there. The picture here that you can see on your screen looks like a Russian Sukhoi Su-24. And as it's diving down on the city of Daraa, Daraa is a little village. They're dropping bombs there. The Arabic news that was reporting this is suggesting that Russian Air Force is actually bombing the city of Daraa there in southern Syria. That is directly due south of the Damascus capital. I don't think, though, that myself that it's actually Russian. It could be, but you have to remember, after the U.S. Launched an attack on the air base where where Bashar al-Assad lost a lot of his aging planes there that were destroyed in the attack there by the Tomahawk cruise missiles that President Trump authorized to be brought down in the area there. The Russians gave, I think it was close to a dozen Sukhoi Su-24s to the Syrian government. So it could be that it actually is the Syrian government using the Sukhois that were given to them in this bombardment in Daraa. Now, Daraa, by the way, and Al Suwaid, by the way, which also is where special Russian forces are in Al Suwaid, which is a city east of Daraa. But you have to remember, Daraa is a close city that is right there on the Jordanian border, where just across the border happens to be U.S. and British forces, along with the Free Syrian Army and Jordanian forces that are amassed there on the border with Jordan and Syria. And it wasn't long ago when we reported that the Russian military sent people down here to Daraa and were trying to get them to form a militia. And according to the reports that we were getting, the residents of Daraa, the imams, refused to be a part of it. They claimed they were remaining neutral. So I cannot help but think, and we know that Syria was talking about launching an offensive there on the southern border of Syria near the Jordanian border, and it seems to me that they feel like that they have some embedded forces there that are in this region, and this is why they have launched this attack. Don't know exactly how this is going to turn out, where it's going to go from there. Very troubling, no doubt. Also in other news as well, Russian companies have agreed to participate in a post-war reconstruction of Syria. It's kind of interesting. It looks like Russia's already making plans for the war to come to an end. At the same time, President Trump talking about making safe zones inside of Syria, which I think is going to go over like a lead balloon. If you go to looking at the prophecies that we've been looking at recently, especially that of Daniel 11, going all the way down here to verse 40, I think this is where the problems are going to come into play, and this is going to turn prophecy completely upside down from what people have been thinking all along. Daniel, verse 40, chapter 11, we read it, at the time of the end shall the king of the south push at him. And by the way, the reason why I believe that the king of the south is an Israeli leader is because it's Melech HaNegev. HaNegev is the Negev desert, the southern desert of Israel. So I think this is what we're looking at. But it doesn't say in Hebrew that he will push at him. That's what's really strange. If you look right here on your screen here, I don't know how well you can see it using we're using an iPhone right now to record this. It's the word imo. Ein mem vav. Imo does not translate pushing or pushes at him, but rather with him. Im is the word with in Hebrew. Imo, with him. And it never made sense, because if you look right here, when this king of the north comes down, Melech HaTzefon, or the king of the north, or the king of the hidden, literally is what it means. He comes with his chariots, but he comes with his chariots as a storm cloud over. He comes over, and he enters into the lands, plural. So it's not the king of the north is coming against the king of the south. It can't be, because he's entering into the countries plural, and I always knew the countries were plural. But what really throws you off is when you're looking at this, it also doesn't say comes against him. Eliab. Eliab right here is over him. So I think what we're looking at in this prophecy here that's just amazing to me is that the king of the south and the king of the north, they're butting heads together with him. He's trying to get the king of the north to bring his military power in to deal with Israel's enemies, which would be Iraq, Iran, Hezbollah in Lebanon. Syria used to be a problem from Israel before Bashar al-Assad became the president, but they consider go ahead and take him out while they can. And of course, it goes on to say that Egypt doesn't escape either. And all these countries have been taken down in the Middle East. But of course, Ammon is supposed to escape. That's Jordan. Well, it's going to turn on Jordan, because I think also you're going to be looking at the Gog and Magog prophecies, and that's when they're all going to come together and butt heads. And it's not going to fare well with Israel either. Not at the very end, yes, but not for a little while there. So I think this prophecy totally different. I'll be sharing with you more there. I did a teaching on Danun Institute about this in depth. You got to go check it out. Danun Institute YouTube. I'll post a link for that teaching in the description below. I'm Stephen Ben-Nun. You're watching Israeli News Live. Shalom.